Are you in the driver's seat? Or are you sitting in a back seat waiting for someone to hand you a map? When I was 13, my dad drove our family on a road trip from Massachusetts to Tennessee. I had never been to Tennessee. He had, so I sat behind him, watched the road, and I listened. And every now and then, he'd hand me the paper map and ask me to find an alternative route that we could use to navigate around traffic. I didn't realize it, but I was already in a mentoring relationship. My dad was in the driver's seat. He knew where we were going, and I didn't, but I was paying attention. The question I want to ask you today, and the question that matters in your career, is this: are you in the driver's seat? Or are you sitting in a back seat waiting for someone to hand you a map? Here's the reality: what most professionals do with mentoring is this: they wait. They wait for their employer to assign someone. They wait for a senior colleague to notice them in the hallway. They wait until they feel stuck enough that asking for help finally feels justified. And our legal profession doesn't help. We talk about mentoring constantly. We talk about it in bar associations. We talk about it in firm and other employer onboarding. We talk about it in professional development programs. And we even build initiatives around it, right? And then we watch those initiatives produce inconsistent results and wonder why. Here's the thing: the reason isn't that mentoring doesn't work. It does. The reason is that most professionals approach mentoring passively, like it's something that happens to you rather than something you built on your own. But mentoring isn't something that sustains itself without intention. I'm Samantha Devine, your mentoring strategist. And what I know from working with lawyers and professionals across every stage of the legal career is this: the professionals who get the most out of mentoring are not the ones who got lucky with an assignment. They're the ones who treat mentoring like architecture. They design it. And here's a way to think about it: mentoring is more like a well prepared meal than it is a lucky encounter. Before you cook, you have to know what you're making. Before you shop, you have to know what ingredients you need. And before you serve it up, you follow the process, a recipe. Mentoring works the same way. You have to know what you're cooking before you can go to the store. You have to purchase the ingredients and follow the recipe before you can enjoy the meal. And think about it this way: there are two categories of people. First, there are the people who know you. They're your family members, your close friends, the ones willing to tell you the truth about yourself, even if it's uncomfortable. And then, second, there are the people who grow you. These are the authors, the podcasters, the coaches, the mentors, the sponsors who stretch you beyond who you currently are. Most professionals have some version of both, but very few are intentional about building a team or a community of both. And almost no one thinks of mentoring as a part of that intentional build, but it is. You see, the difference between a career that happens to you and a career you design comes down to whether you treat mentoring as something you wait for or something you architect. So here's your roadmap. Before you look for a single mentor, I want you to answer two questions in writing, not in your head, in writing. Where are you right now? Not your title, not your employer, not your profession, your actual starting location. What stage are you in? You get extra credit if, as you think about the stage you're in, you can also consider what is working in that stage and what is not. Question number two: where are you heading? A rough answer counts. A direction is enough to begin. As a friend recently told me, perfection is an illusion. So we don't have to be perfect here. We just need to have an idea of where we're heading. Those two questions are the beginning of your mentoring map. As you can't make a meal you haven't decided to make, you can't ask anyone to help you to get somewhere you haven't decided you're going. So, next week, we're going to talk about why you might already be growing, but maybe growing in the wrong direction. I'm Samantha Devine, your mentoring strategist, and I'll post a mentoring brief every Tuesday and a short mentoring move every Thursday for professionals who are serious about designing their careers. If that's you, welcome. You're in the right place. And if you want to go deeper into this framework that I've just shared, the full system is in my book, The Law Mentee Guide. A link is in the description along with my website, samanthadevine.com. Remember, mentoring isn't something you hope for, mentoring is something you design.